folks. This is Spoon TV, and I'm Sylvester Chirople. The UL Student Unification Party is marching along the roadside here on Capitol Hill, and as you can see, they have partially taken the road. The road is clear. You have a very clear road right there as a result of they gathering here at the Capitol Hill. They have taken almost the entire street, putting the vehicles behind. So here you have a free road. Some of the vehicles have stopped immediately once they see this, folks. So they have placed the traffic behind, walking on a main road on the Tottenham Avenue.
Super Vanga, Super Vanga, Super Vanga, Super Vanga, Super Vanga, Super Vanga, Super Vanga. What's in the happy, what's in the shine? They don't know. Be the wish, yeah, we begin in the heart of the struggle. They don't know. Walele, party, walele, why you say walele? Vanga party, walele. Super Vanga. The top will not tire. Super Vanga. Super Vanga. Super Vanga. Super Vanga.
So these folks are from the Ministry of Justice. We understand that they have petitioned the Ministry of Justice. Earlier on, they were at the legislature, where they also made petition. So any moment from now, we'll be talking to them to know exactly what their march is all about.
What up, your party stay alive, oh. Oh, October 20, 1970, Fatria, the party stay alive, oh. Oh, Che Momo, Che Putu, Che Kalo, your party stay alive, oh. Oh, Lorimo, what up, yeah? Jack Bassan, your party stay alive, oh. Oh, Rinesi, what up, yeah? What up, you know what up for free, oh. Oh, Lorimo, your party stay alive, oh. Oh, Munapeno, your party stay alive, oh. National Tennessee, National Tennessee, no process, no process. Bring by our horses, yo. Someone just starting, yo. Someone perish, yo. Mana. National Genesis. Sarah Nasi. Sarah Nasi. Crooked Nasi. Crooked Nasi. Yo. The Banga Party is starting to bring our bosses. Yo. Banga Party is demanding to bring our bosses. Yo. Manda. Oh, you think we jogging? 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 Hey, yeah. You think we jogging? Hey, yeah. You think we jogging? Hey, yeah. You think we playing? Hey, yeah. Give us justice. Hey, yeah. Give us justice. Hey, yeah. Give us justice. Hey, man. Give us justice. Hey, man. You think we playing? Hey, man. You think we jogging? Hey, man. You think we playing? Hey, man. Bring our boss. Hey, man. Bring our boss. Hey, man. You think we playing? Hey, man. You think we jogging? Hey, man. Oh, we are here. Oh, we are here. Oh, we are here. Banga Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, Awa Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, Mase Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, Ne Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, Awa Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, we are here, oh, we are here, oh, we are here, Banga Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, Mase Pate, Banga, hey, Banga Pate, oh, this is a party I wanted to join. 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 Hey, I wanna be a super. Hey, I wanna be a super. Hey, I wanna be a super. This is a party I wanted to join. Now you flow. Mama no day. Mama no day.
Fanga pate kami, chame mao kami, pate kami,
Elle doit se couper avant qu'on s'en
pate movie, chame mao kami,
So folks, we have to talk to these folks. What's the reason of which guys are here protesting or marching around the street?
Well, thank you very much. I'm Mohamed Shabazz Jallo, the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party. The Vanguard Student Unification Party has observed with keen attention that since the inception of the Boakai regime, the regime has not only involved in administrative incompetence, but she has involved in wanton betrayal of the promises that she gave to the people of the Republic of Liberia. This is why today the Student Unification Party has taken it and has seen it as a philosophical duty and obligation to petition the 55th National Legislature, who has an oversight obligation and responsibility to effect some of these things. This is why today we went there, because the government promised to discharge justice to the masses of the Liberian people. All of us know and all of us are aware that under the WEAS regime and under the WEAS leadership, we saw the wanton abuse of power. We saw the wanton discharge of injustices against the masses of the Liberian people. One key highlight we want to mention is the July 26, 2022 violent and brutal episode that erupted near the American embassy, wherein several Liberian citizens were injured, and we saw the gruesome humiliation of one of the militants and stalwarts of the Student Unification Party, Incompetent ideologue Christopher Waters Sisulu. And up to today, even though Mr. Boakai promised to bring to book those involved in that reactionary discharge of injustice against a Liberian citizen and also a militant of the Student Unification Party, almost 7 months in administrative service, what we have seen is wanton betrayal of that promise. The elements who are involved in that violent episode of bloodshed, we see them masquerading the corridors and environs of the Republic of Liberia, while the citizens and militants of the Vanguard Party that were affected by that discharge of injustice are bearing the scars of that.
So let's begin this way. You said you petitioned the legislature, and a few minutes ago I saw you guys are leaving from the Minister of Justice. And who did you guys present your petition to at the House, at the National Legislature, and also at the Minister of Justice?
When we were at the National Legislature, we received the lawmaker of District Number 40 in person of Honorable Muka, and also we saw the chair on education, along with Honorable Muka. They came to receive the petition of the Vanguard Student Unification Party on behalf of the 55th National Legislature. But we're interested to note that this very government that promised not business as usual has involved in everything that was preached against. Just few months in national leadership.
Can you specifically name just few of them? Do you think this government, wrongly carry on that they preached against yesterday?
Well, they promised not business as usual, and they gave the Liberian people 100 days short-term relief that they were going to deliver on as a means of putting the government on the path of progressive governance. After 100 days, we did not only see the betrayal of the 100 days. All right, they promised to sanitize the city and make the city very green and clean as a short-term relief for proper and progressive administrative governance. But 100 days in administrative service, what we have seen across the city of the Republic of Liberia is the increment of filth, the increment of garbages within the environs of the Republic of Monrovia. You can take your camera on Broad Street right now. You can take your camera to Central Street in the central city of the Republic of Liberia. The city is dirty, the city is consumer filth, the city is infected. You go to the Pinsville city is in garbages, the Pinsville city is in feculence. That was not the only promise, but this very government promised to provide the Liberian masses carbon water, not only in Monrovia, but in Kakata, in Buchanan. After 100 days in administrative service, the government cannot deliver they cannot deliver carbon water in central Monrovia. At least to talk about Buchanan and Kakata, which is Magibi County. At least to mention that this very government promised the masses of the Liberian people to constitute an asset recovery committee to ensure that the stolen wealth of the Liberian people are retrieved. But after 100 days in administrative service, we are not seeing. We are seeing.
But the president constituted
absolute betrayal. But part of the petition of the Student Unification Party, the Vanguard Party has also petitioned the National Legislature to ensure that all concession agreements are reversed in the interest of the masses of the Liberian people. Because what we have observed is complete gross exploitation of the masses of the Liberian people on the mines and on the concession side of the Republic of Liberia. Just a few days ago, we saw the amputation of a Liberian citizen as a result of bad labor practice at Beer Mountain. Just few days after the inception of the Boakai-led regime, few more just in February. During the first day of March, in March 1st, what we saw at Beer Mountain is a complete conspiracy against the masses of Liberian people that led to the demise of a single Liberian citizen and several injuries. And this is why the Student Unification Party has documented to present to the 55th National Legislature that the government should ensure and assure that the mineral agreements of the Republic of Liberia are revisited, that these concession institutions that are functioning within the boundaries of the Republic of Liberia should be told to be at the service of the masses of the Liberian people. We cannot tolerate this, and the chairman of the Student Unification Party was very accurate and was very explicit that if the government cannot revise and review these concession agreements in the interest of the masses of the Liberian people, the Vanguard Student Unification Party will institute the comply and necessary measure to ensure that the government.
Does it mean you are going to take the law at your own hand, or what?
In history, in fact, part of the philosophy of the Student Unification Party, the party believes in peace. This is why when we say social justice, academic freedom, the next pillar is peace. This is why today we went to the National Legislature to petition the National Legislature to put the issues of the Liberian people before them. All right? We have always involved within the ambience of civility and peace. What we are saying, the compliant necessary measure that we are talking about is to ensure in line with Article 17 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, in line with Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And that is a universal acknowledged protocol that the Republic of Liberia is a signatory to. And a civilized nation like Liberia that operates with the model of democratic governance does not oppose to protestation. And this is an ingredient of democracy. And this is why the Student Unification Party is going to utilize to ensure that the government proceed within the fundamental interests of the masses of the Liberian people. This is what the Vanguard Party was established and funded for. The conditions of injustice, the conditions of economic indignity, the conditions of administrative incompetence and injustice. These are the conditions that inspire the foundation of the Student Unification Party. And we cannot compromise. These factors are led to the foundation of the Student Unification Party.
So just lastly,
like the chairman of the Vanguard Party said, as bad governance recycles, the vibrancy of the Student Unification Party will recycle. And we can guarantee Mr. Boakai.
So very early, do you see incompetence within this Boakai administration? You see incompetence?
Party to be content with.
It's very early to see incompetence within this government, the Boakai-led government. And I also want to ask you, the petition you submitted, what's the duration? What timeline did you give the lawmakers?
But it is not early for the government to have a retreat that is valued 700,000. It is not early for Mr. Boakai to it is not early for Mr. Boakai to see the need to retrieve the assets that were stolen from the Liberian people. It is not early for Mr. Boakai to receive gifts from consensual institutions in this country that is against the code of conduct that prohibit government officials from receiving gifts. It is against the code of conduct. It is not early. It is not early for Boakai to involve in in gross violation of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. It is also not early.
Specifically what? What violation are you talking about?
Article 6 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Today as I'm speaking to you, students in Fender cannot go to class because there are no buses available at the university.
Which law did the president violate?
Article 6 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that obligate the government of the day to provide education for the people and citizens of the Republic of Liberia. The decision of Mr. Boakai not realizing the essence of including the University of Liberia in its 100-day short-term relief, we see it as a wanton abuse to education. We see it as a wanton betrayal to the promises of Mr. Boakai. As I'm speaking to you now, there is no bus in Fender. There are no buses in Fender. The students cannot go to school because there are no buses available at all. Even though Mr. Boakai promised in the period of 100 days to make available all of the NTA buses to be pliable across the streets and across the environs of the Republic of Liberia.
The duration you for your petition, the petition you presented to the lawmakers, what duration, what timeline did you give them?
The timeline we gave is a timeline that demands the national legislature to act as soon as possible. The chairman of the Student Unification Party was very emphatic and very clear that the Vanguard Party can visit the 55th National Legislature at any time to investigate the way forward of the petition. All right, the chairman of the Vanguard Party was very explicit, and that we are very clear about. All we want to say to Mr. Boakai and the government of the Republic of Liberia ensure that
President
governance is delivered to the people of the Republic of Liberia, and the University of Liberia is the biggest and largest labor supplier to the Republic of Liberia. Let emphasis and premium be added on the University of Liberia. There are no buses in Fender, and we are repeating this. We are repeating this because yesteryears, we are taught that the Vanguard Party is a childish institution. We are coming again to tell Mr. Boakai that there are no buses in Fender. The Vanguard Student Unification Party will not rest. In the coming days, they should be told, in the coming days, the Vanguard Student Unification Party will not rest until Mr. Boakai acts in line with his promises. And part of his promises is business. It's not business as usual. Part of his promises is to ensure that good governance is delivered.
So are you seeing business as usual now?
Of course. There are businesses as usual. Mr. Boakai is yet to retrieve the stolen asset of the people of the Republic of Liberia. Of course, I see business as usual. Mr. Boakai is yet to see the need. Is yet to see the need to give justice to people who were abused, to people who are violated upon in line with universally acknowledged human rights protocols. All right. What we are demanding is justice for Comrade Walter Sisulu civilly. What we are demanding is justice for the several Liberians that were victimized by the brutality and administrative arrogance of Mr. Weah. What we are demanding is the revision of the consensus agreements, which of course was promised by Mr. Boakai, to ensure that these consensus institutions operate in the interest of the masses of Liberian people. What we are demanding is good labor promises to avoid a repeat of the amputation of a Liberian citizen at Bear Mountain. What we are avoiding is to ensure that these consensus agreements function in the interest of Liberian people, that will not see another group of police officers going at Bear Mountain to execute and kill the Liberian people. And like the chairman of the Student Unification Party made it very clear, Mr. Boakai is responsible for the death of Liberians at Bear Mountain. And we are saying this because when the police perform, they will say there's a government of Mr. Boakai police that perform. But Mr. Boakai does not want to take responsibility when the police kill people in Bear Mountain. The Student Unification Party is saying that the death that occurred at Bear Mountain is Mr. Boakai police, and Mr. Boakai is responsible for the death of the comrades at Bear Mountain. This is the position of the Student Unification Party. And the Vanguard Party will ensure that justice is served. The Vanguard Party will ensure that good labor practices is restored at all concession sites and at all concession areas within the Republic of Liberia. This is a struggle that the Vanguard Party is prepared to execute. This is a struggle that the Vanguard Party is not prepared to compromise. And this is a struggle that will perpetuate moving on.
Thank you so much. So that's the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party here at the State-run University of Liberia on Capitol Hill. Earlier on, we saw them marching from the Capitol Hill, specifically at the National Legislature, and then in Singapore, where the Ministry of Justice, where they carried that petitions about injustices, according to them, the incompetence within the Boakai-led administration. According to them, there are so many reasons they are outlining in the petition they submitted at the House, the National Legislature, and the Ministry of Justice. So, folks, thanks so very kindly for following. We are coming to you live from the Capitol Hill here at ULM campus. Sylvester Chiro Place, thanks so very kindly for following.